All right. We got ourselves a banging quarterfinals here between Onside Gaming's MARU in the top left, bottom left side of the map, and of course Dragon Kaiser Gaming's Hero. Hero looking pretty damn solid in his round of 16 match. Very aggressive and the ability to take advantage of weak points in his opponents. MARU, on the other hand, had a bit of a mixed performance. Some great games that looked dominant, some games that looked very scratchy and close, and a very near miss there at the end, but MARU does make it through, and now we've got a match we've seen so many times over the last few years. An amazing rivalry between the two. MARU, rock solid, much more well-rounded if he can get up to, 6-7 bases in the late game, but he doesn't really get to play that part of TvP. He plays aggressive, and he kind of has to because his opponent is very unpredictable. Hero can bounce between extreme greed and extreme aggression. You never know exactly which one's going to come out, and he's quite good at, if you play one-dimensionally, if you say, I'm just going to macro and defend every game, well, he'll take advantage of that, right? He just starts to be like, okay, man, I'm going to take 3 bases super early. I'll take a 4th really early. I'll go double forge. He can switch, and Hero is not kind of adapted, or not adapted, that's the wrong word, more like locked into any one play style. So he can change his style on a whim and adjust as he sees fit. It's going to be really interesting to see how it starts. This was Hero's map pick first. MARU, interestingly, won the coin toss, but actually let Hero pick the map, which is a little bit surprising. Reaper comes out, and looks like the probe is going to pull back. Hero is just such an aggressive player. It sometimes makes him a little bit unpredictable and hard to read, but it can allow him to win games that really no one else would ever have been able to win. Really is fascinating to see what he can pull together here. And probe's going to go back for a scout down the bottom. So Hero's actually so predictable in the crazy aggression that it makes things very difficult in order of trying to, not overextend, I guess, to the point where fans are going, yeah, get him. And then Hero goes in and takes a really bad fight, and they go, no, why'd you take that bad fight? And it's kind of like, well, that's the secret to your success as Hero. It's be very aggressive, be unpredictable, be wild, and sometimes it bites him in the butt, because he definitely overextends a fair amount of the time. Now, this is a Reactor Reaper build. What is this? What are you doing, mate? Mass Reaper Hellion, perhaps. Reaper and Hellion is there. Probe comes in and sees the command center timing. You can see these Reapers pop out. That would be massive. Oh, he doesn't quite see it. Are we seeing? Okay, so Marines and Attack Lab, but still 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions is a pretty big commitment. And he's gone for a sentry opening. Oh god, Hero needs to see this. If he sees this with the hallucination, he can wall off. Let's go to Hero's camera. Hero, he's got a wall off right now. He's got a wall off. Oh god. Okay, he's trying to meet out front with the Stalker, but without a wall off, this is going to be hard. He does have a battery, which does really help out. I thought he was just going to dive and click the units, knowing that there's a sentry. But you know what? Oh, MARU, maybe a little too tentative. I think he could have ran in there because there's so little firepower from Hero. Definitely could have killed 3 or 4 probes and backed off. This is not quite the Hero Marine opening. The Hero Marine opening was Reactor first, so he had an extra Reaper with it, but very similar build order. Oh, but he's not getting any kills. Hero's shutting it down. That shield battery for safety looking very good for Hero. There is no battery in the main, so if the Reapers get in there, that's a problem. But MARU at least preserves all of his units. And he's going Cloak Raven, guys. Raven doesn't have Cloak, so that could be a fake upgrade, or he's going to queue a single Banshee after the Raven. But there we go, he cancels it. He was just hoping to let that get scouted, trick his opponent, and he's going straight 2nd and 3rd barracks with no Tech Lab on the factory. Which means, if he is to get hit by a 4-gate blink, he almost certainly dies. But look at his scouting. He saw a really quick 3rd gas, so he's already made the read that this is just a fast Colossus or Storm play for Hero, and that is a defensive opening, not an aggressive one. So even though there's 3 gateways, they're not being used, Hero will drop a Templar Archives or a Robo Bay in the next 30 seconds. Stalkers do chase after these units. They'll, damage them, but not getting any kills yet. Raven snakes its way down the left, but actually decides to turn around and come back. Got a bunker building on the natural. Tech Lab is not building on the factory, so this is a very dangerous opening. Notice he's going to start Marauders immediately. Remember, if you do not have siege tanks, you need Marauders ASAP against blink pressure. And it is a Robo Bay and a Forge for Hero, so Hero's going to play Colossus and upgrades with a delayed 3rd base. He did cancel the Banshee. I don't think the Banshee was going to get much done in this game. Remember, he canceled Cloak much earlier as well. Reaper Hellion's looking for a run by. They could still surprise and do some very good damage. Denying the third base, not too bad. On the other hand, I think denying the third, that's not really a big problem for Hero. Oh, he doesn't see it? Okay, he does. He loses a probe. He needs to recall right now. Stalkers are in the main, guys. Wow, they get a reactor, but the Reaper Hellion just F2'd home. MARU with a big mistake. He just F2'd his Hellion Reaper home, guys. They could have been doing damage in the natural. He now sends them back to the other side, but there should be units warped in by now. There's a sentry in the depth out front. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hero, watch out, mate. Watch out. He's trying to warp in Stalkers that vein. He does have a battery. Battery plus Stalker weapons will survive here for a while. He's just got to kill a few of these units so they stop one-shotting his probes. And you can tell Hero's whole army is F2ing home right now, just focusing on the defense. But that means his counter-aggression is going to be slowed down a little bit because his Stalkers pulled home a bit earlier than expected. He did kill a Reactor and a Raven, and he only lost 4 probes and a Stalker. Units lost tab looking excellent for Hero. But keep in mind that Hero's third base is not very early, and he's down on workers. On the other hand, Maru's still building SCVs right now. He's at 51 workers. Does scan, kills. No, he doesn't even get an observer. He thought there was an observer there. He must have seen a bit of a blur of the bushes moving and he got tricked himself. But yeah, he's way oversaturated here. And yet he's going 5 barracks on 2 base. Maru is going for a desperate 2 base all in. And when I say desperate, I say that with the utmost respect because I've seen Maru win games with desperate 2 base all ins that shouldn't really work more times than I can count. And Hero especially is not really the most conservative player, so he can get caught out being very greedy in the follow-up. Third command center does start on location behind this. But it's a backup plan. It's definitely not number 1 plan. Charge, extended thermal lance, and +1 are on the way. Second Colossus is almost out. And third Colossus already queued up. Hero's hitting his macro very well. No supply blocks or anything like that. Double mine drop comes in, but the Prism actually was scouting the dead space. And the Stalkers are going to try and take out. Oh, he gets one of the Widow Mines. But, oh, he picks up the Stalker. Loses only 2 probes and gets rid of the medevac. Wow, excellent control. Observer sees the army movement there and one there. Oh, Hero is looking very good. Very, very, very good. I'm looking at their cameras for any emotions right now, any sort of reactions as to the player's mentality. Sometimes you do see a big reaction there. Maru impassive. Hero looks a little more frantic with the way his head looks around. It might partially be the camera angle, but that's normal. Like, Hero always looks a little frantic. That's like how he plays the game. It's, you know, if a man played StarCraft like a Mentos dropped inside a Pepsi bottle and then, you know, shaken up with the lid on, that's how Hero plays StarCraft. Like, it's going to explode at any moment. It's going to taste terrible or really good depending on your taste. And you're not really sure what's going to happen, if it's going to actually work or not. Bio is there. The Stalker's blinking back. Good. Blink back. Gotta watch out for the force fields. Oh, good pullback by Maru. I thought he was going to overextend. Zealot's moving down the left side as well. Warp Prism speed is on the way. No 4th base out just yet for Hero. He's down on workers, so Maru's kind of working his way back into this the longer it goes. Interesting that the Prism speed's coming out. These Zealots ain't going to do nothing. Zealots basically run in and damage a unit or 2. I think they got 1 SCV maybe. There is only 1 SCV that's died this game. Maru's up in supply. Hero's trying to kill him with a 3 Colossus timing, but Maru's poised to base trade. Oh, Maru's just going to lift his 3rd, pull back, and try to defend his main. Smart move, Maru. He knew his army's not that good versus Colossus right now, so he's just going to run back and try to defend with Widow Mines and base trade it. Great move for him. Look at those Widow Mines. Killer Widow Mines. Oh, man, what is Hero going to do? All of his production's exposed in the main. I think he's committing to the base trade. I think he's basically decided this is the way to do it. He's going to blink across the gap into the Marauders. Oh, no. Hero's Stalkers are getting massacred. His Warp Prisms both get shot down. It's a disaster. Oh, my lord. He just got absolutely ravaged, blinking across the wall there, losing track of Maru's army on the map. And my lordy lord, that was a absolute disaster. Great play by Maru, hiding this quad drop out on the map and not letting Hero push. Hero knew he was ahead in terms of army and tech at that point. And Maru knew, okay, as long as I stay out on the map, the moment you push me, I'll go for the base trade. I'll pull into my main base. And if you try to force your way in like that, that's when Protoss armies perform very poorly. Whereas Bio is custom made to stim up a ramp and gun you down when you're not ready for it. Maru with a beastly turnaround in game 1. All right, guys. Maru in the bottom right side going for an old school command center first. It's a 2-Rax build. This is exactly what Big Gabe did to Hero earlier. And Hero scouted it. and counted it. But in this case, Hero did not scout. And that's exactly what he was doing a lot, and I think part of why Gabe did the CC first as well. This map's also much easier to defend, a lot of aggression, because you have that ramp, and you got a lot of space to build a big concave or a big line of bunkers on top if needed. Have any tournament moments topped the hallucinated Colossus rage quit from a decade ago, says Peter the Eater. I think you're talking about the hallucinated Void Ray, right? From Idra. Oof, I mean, we've had a lot of silly moments since then. Talk about that between the games. Maybe some people can find some best kind of crazy leaves and stuff like that. And Petite Drogo did levitate a mouse once when he left a game. He literally punched the desk so hard, his mouse like flew into the air and for a full second just defied gravity and just hovered there, and then it just landed, and we were like, did he just levitate that mouse? Like it was hilarious. It was a very funny clip. Reactor is there. Tech Lab coming in as well. Second gas coming up. So I think Maru's probably going to go for a factory about 4 minutes. Maybe a little earlier than that. Maybe quite a bit earlier than that, actually. He's already got quite a bit of gas building up. Usually you'd want to go stim and shields before factory, though. But we'll see. Phoenix production on the way for Hero. Phoenix is not ideal in this scenario. This is basically a massive build advantage for MARU. Absolutely massive advantage. Because you've got the command center first. I mean, you don't have a third command center, but you've got command center first into 3 barracks. So it's like the greediest opening into mass marine against Phoenix, which are, of course, useless versus heavy marine counts. If you go Colossus as Hero, you could definitely fight back with good engagements. And he is going quick 4 gas, so I would expect a Robo to go down any moment now. But he cannot get a third base up. Oh, he sees a lot of marines. Okay. MARU kind of just revealed what he's up to. I'm pretty sure Hero knows what's happening. And he might even go for a forge on 2 bases since he can't get a third. The other option is to hide a third at like a 4th base location and hope MARU doesn't scout it, but that's very risky. Phoenix are going to fly in. Going to grab a couple of SCVs. MARU didn't realize it was Phoenix play, I guess, since he wasn't perfectly positioned. And the Phoenix are going to fly around. He's got a good idea of that starport timing as he saw the factory was about to finish. So well done by Hero. Forge is on the way. Yeah, as I expected. Hero's like, I don't think I can secure a third until I have a Colossus out, but sitting on 2 base this long sucks. So he might overprobe his bases as well. That's something you often do is, okay, I'm just going to turtle up, make an Immortal, make a Robo Bay, make a +1 upgrade. Try to do it that way. I like this Adept micro. He's really just not letting this Adept die. Ooh, a fresh mule just got picked up and killed by those Phoenix as well. Hero is focusing on killing economy. He's decided he can hold his ramp with just force fields. He's like, I got a battery, I got 2-3 force fields. There's no way Marines are stemming up that ramp unless I mess up my micro. This isn't 2012. Players are better with their force fields now, or 2010, I should say. The first year of StarCraft 2 was all about stimming up ramps and hoping the Protoss missed their force field. But unless this is a Harstem holdout challenge from a from a little while ago, I don't think that's going to work out. Can't remember who it was, but shout out to that Diamond player who panicked so hard at playing Harstem. The ramp was here, and they force fielded over here. It was like half a screen away from the ramp. It was the greatest force field I've ever seen. It will live on in infamy. We've all been there. We've all done it. We've all done it. Don't worry. You put me in against MARU, I'd be lucky to make it past the 3-minute mark, guys. Okay, so MARU's just trying to build that on location, but honestly, every time he picks up the SCV, it's very annoying. This time, MARU does defend it very nicely. All right, so there's 2 Immortals out. Now there's Twilight before third as well. Okay, Hero needs to get a move on with that third base. He's already taken a very long time to do it. But the thing is, it's okay if you play a very efficient style. And he's playing very efficient so far, but he's got to keep it up is the thing. Like, not a lot of room for error in this sort of game. One thing he's missing is observers because he's been so focused on robo production. Interestingly, he's making a warp prism straight away. And I think he's going to go charge since he's got Phoenix for air control. He doesn't really need blink. He misses the army moving out. Uh-oh. That's not great. I mean, he knows it's out there now. Hero? Yeah, he pulls back. I'm like, don't get base traded again, buddy. Don't get base traded again. Just probes going on a mission. Sir, I don't see anything. Oh god, they're here! Phoenix going to track that army nicely. Charge is on the way. Still no third Nexus. Well, there's tanks and Vikings building. Hero needs to start a third and maybe a fourth base. Because look, Maru just scanned. He saw no third. He scanned the other base. He saw there was no third on the other location either. And Maru's like, okay, go home, go home, go home. And tanks and Vikings are unbreakable. Hero is doing a 2-base Colossus attack with +1. There's no way you break Maru on 2 bases, though. Maru floats his third back. He says, just wait for 2 or 3 tanks, wait for a few Vikings, and there's no way we can be broken. And I think upon seeing this, most Protoss would pull back, take a third, take a fourth, and macro up. But it's Hero. Hero can barely contain his excitement, even on days when he's not roid raging. But Hero, he's got to chill. And I think that ramp is enough to even scare Hero because he starts a third. He's making probes. Needs to start that +1 armor as well, I would say. And honestly, I think the fourth base as well at the same time might be a bit too crazy. But also I'm like, maybe it's worth it. Getting stuck on such a low worker count versus Terran is really bad. On the other hand, what is Maru missing, guys? He's got 1-1. His armory has not come up yet, so no 2-2, no invisible Widow Mines. He is building siege tanks, which are a very defensive unit, but the tank and the Viking kind of ruin the Colossus. So it's very important for Hero to get Archons, and maybe he can hit an Archon Zealot Colossus timing. He's also building another Immortal as well, a third Immortal, which is a cool idea. A few Zealots in the bottom, as well as a Zealot drop getting ready to go towards the main base. I think he knows that Maru's gotten very good at kind of fishing for these, so he's leaving them further back on the map, and he'll come in only later after Maru thinks he's cleared up that option. One Observer in the middle of the map going to help him out as well, very much so with vision. And a few Zealots in the top, so looking for the Zealot run-bys. Uh-oh, Hero, watch out. Gonna lose one of those. No concussive shells. Maru realizes there. He's like, why weren't those units slowed? Good reminder for Maru, those Zealots. Extra gateway goes down. How many gateways is that, guys? That's going to be 5 gates. So not a big amount of production for Hero in this game. And he can't really afford to do it. He's kind of maxing out on 50 probes. It's a weird situation where the first fight is going to decide so much. Zealots coming in. Maru's building a pretty killer army, but it's all about the tank positioning. If those tanks get caught out of position, things could go very bad very quickly. Ooh, okay. Zealots go after that. The Marines do go down. Viking bio tank moving forwards right now. The Zealot drop is there. Storm's on the way. Wow, that's a cute idea. But with EMP already coming in, ghosts being produced, 4 already out, it's going to be hard for Hero to get through this stage of the game. There's 9 Vikings and 4 siege tanks. Hero wanted to do a lot of Zealot backstabs, but Maru's done an expert job of cleaning those up before they got started. Hero is cowering, and Maru is setting up a beautiful position. Feedbacks! He actually feedbacked all the ghosts on that right side before morphing Archons. That was a beautiful move. He's going to run forward to try and save those Archons that are morphing. Zealots, Immortals running forward. The tanks are getting cleansed right now. There's even a hallucinated Colossus in the mix that could tank a bunch of the damage. The Immortals are cleaning through the army pretty fast, but there's no Zealots left, and there's still a lot of Marines. The Colossus, though, cleaned them up, but oh, the Vikings are still there. How did the Vikings not kill all those Colossus? I do not know, but it looks like they will in the tail end of the fight anyway. Oh, nicely done with the Vikings. They can even harass a little bit now. Remember, there's no blink in this game also. A couple Stalkers going to try to warp in to defend. That trade was not the cleanest for Maru, but at the end of the day, getting the Colossus is making it all worth it. The Archons, Stalkers will take out maybe 1 or 2 more. It looks like 1 Colossus did survive, actually. A single Phoenix is being built right now. And he's trying to drop Stalkers with a Prism on a Viking. And he gets all 4 of them. Not bad. Unfortunately for Hero, Maru has a 4th. Maru is making 2-2. Maru has Ghosts, 4 of them out. 6 Marauders, 22 Marines. He doesn't have any Vikings, so he's going to have to rebuild those from scratch. But he kept 6 Medevacs alive, so he's got plenty of those. And it definitely feels like, oh, Hero rallies a Phoenix across to its death. That was not a hallucination. That was a real one. Being kept on 2 base for so long is always so painful for Protoss, and I feel like every time I watch Maru play this map, it's all just about containing the Protoss on 2 base for a very long time, and then as the game goes on, it just feels like Terran recovers a little bit smoother, and he's like, I'm getting double upgrades, you're on single, I'm gonna, you know, I've got a 4th base, your 4th has only just started. He's slowly adding those little things and doing a fantastic job. Storm did finish, guys, and there are 5 High Templar on the map. They could be game changers, but doesn't really have a prism for them right now. 6 SCVs go down. I'd love to see that Prism saved, but nope, it's going to go down. Vikings coming in, do shut down the Warp Prism. And Maru's been basically doing this. He cleans up the counterattack. Oh, EMP on the Observer as it leaves the scan. Nicely done. Yeah, he's basically cleaning up the backstabs, the Warp Prism drops, little drippy droppies, run-bys of Zealots, and then he goes for the big frontal push once he's dealt with all the distractions. Maru's kind of picking, okay, deal with these Zealots, clean them up, push them back, and then go for the push. And it feels like Hero is never catching him off guard. Maru kind of knows Hero's playbook and is ready for it. Single Robo Disruptor is producing. I mean, he has a Colossus, a second one's out now as well, against 6 Vikings. There is a Disruptor out, 7 High Templar with Storm. I like the feedback ambush on the last fight. Let's see what Hero can pull out here. He does get another feedback there. He's going to look for a Storm on the next one, I believe. Feedbacks on the Metavac's not too bad either as well, burning that energy out. He's a little clumped though. Oh, good EMP. A couple Zealots get taken out, but not too bad by those Widow Mines. Pylon in the top right has gone down. Hero's very clumped. Maru's forcing him to clump up. Oh man, Maru is such good movement. He's forcing the units to clump up into the EMPs. Battery overcharge is being activated. The Disruptor's coming forward. The Widow Mines are causing so much damage, man. And he doesn't have an Observer here, does he? He's got to pull his Observer back from the middle of the map. It's down there. He starts bringing it back, but these Widow Mines are getting close to firing again. Storm, Disruptors, and Colossus making it hard for Maru to push in and really finish this game. And Archon does get taken out, but the rest of the Widow Mines get cleaned up. Well done with the Observer, and he keeps it alive. Well done by Hero to make this competitive. He's got 2-1 versus 2-2 upgrades in advantage for Maru. One of the Disruptors goes down before it can fire. A big Disruptor shot lands, but Maru with enough of a spready there. Great AMPs across the front line and that 2-2 versus 2-1 advantage. The High Templar not able to make enough work done. The Vikings countering the Colossus effectively. And Maru looking very powerful on his map, Babylon. All right, guys. Maru's on a roll right now, but he's going on to Neo-Humanity, and this is Hero's map pick. Very excited to see what Hero can bring out here. Hero scouted early, and he is harassing, and he sees that it is a 1-rax expand, but Maru is going to build the command center on the high ground. But he's trying to hide it. Maru's been really prioritizing hiding this command center. He did this earlier today as well. I haven't really seen him get any big reactions from any of the players just yet, though. Marine into very quick factory, coming on out there. Sorry about that. Just had to close some stuff real quickly. All right. So factory, tech lab. Whoa, 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 what? Why is there a tech lab there, guys? What are we looking at right now? Is this a 2 Cyclone opening? Does he just lift the barracks off and build a reactor? Or does he squeeze like a Marauder out? Interesting. Normally that's meant to be a reactor. Did he misclick that? That's usually this is a double Hellion or double Widow Mine opening. I think Maru may have made a mistake with the tech lab. You can make it work with the Cyclones. It's a little vulnerable though, for sure. It's an odd one. Okay, so he's lifting the factory over right now. And we'll see a Cyclone start up. No reactor just yet. Maru's playing single Cyclone into 3 command center. My lord. Maru, the greed knows no bounds. What in the hell? Oh my gosh. Apparently Hero was 8-0 against Cure in the past week, says Lyricid. Very interesting fact. Keep in mind, guys, Hero was smashing game 1 in a few different regards, but he lost track of the army on Ancient Cistern, and that's been the big way every Terran wins Ancient Cistern against Protoss, is Protoss looks like they're winning, and then they lose track of the Terran army, and Terran just runs in and does heaps of damage in a bit of a base trade. And it was a great move by Maru, but I think that's something we see a lot on that map. Even though the Protoss always pick it, they always lose track of the army and suffer. Game 2 was just a great build order for Maru to pick against him, whereas this time Twilight can really punish this, especially if we see those 2 more gateways go down in the next 30 seconds. Oh yeah, 4-gate. It's 4-gate blink, guys. Now you might be wondering, how do you defend this with 4-gate blink? And the answer is very simple, you don't. 2 Cyclones. Cyclones are one of the weakest units against 4-gate blink. Yes, in the right situation where they blink in, you get the locks, you micro back, you can do good damage with them, but Hero is good enough. He'll just pick units up with the Prism. He should break the lock on, and the 3-rax is going to be quite delayed here into like Marauders and Stim. Hero should be able to kill this with 4-gate blink, even though he doesn't actually know exactly what he's up against. So I think Hero does have the build order advantage this time, but if he doesn't capitalize, I mean, Maru's going to obviously be, you know, very scary. For those who don't know, Cure has potentially the best TvP in the world. I always talk about MARU being, you know, greatest Terran of all time, and he is. But TvP recently, Cure has been, at least a few months ago, he was more consistent than MARU in this matchup, which is a very, very heavy praise. And if Hero's been beating him lately, that is big news. Stalkers out here. Marine comes out. You don't want to show the Stalkers. So he's just denying that scout. MARU is blind. He does have a bunker. You know, there's always a chance here. If you pull enough SCVs, your stim finishes early enough, there's always a chance you can defend this. But like Cyclone's in the open right now. Oh, Hero's maybe going to be tempted to jump on those. It's just past 5 minutes. The Prism's already here. 3 gases, extra pylons coming up right now. That is going to be a good set of 11 Stalkers blinking in at 5:15. This is a vicious timing. No siege tanks out, none producing, no Marauders on the map, guys. Oh, good reaction by MARU. He only loses 1 Cyclone, but look at that Prism Micro I was talking about. He blinks up, but the Warp Prism's still there as sort of an almost emergency makeshift blink, and he is losing no Stalkers so far. Maybe 1, 2 Stalkers. Oh, number 3 and 4 go down as well. Lost a bit more than I expected, but I don't think it matters because he killed 13 SCVs, 8 Marines, and a Cyclone. And MARU right now, I don't know, yeah, he's thinking he might get hit on the natural. Stim does finish, just barely. Tech Lab goes down. Oh, God, Hero! Oh, no! Hero with a massive overextension with that blink forward. He just lost 5 Stalkers for a Tech Lab and a few Marauders. He did focus fire the Marauders, but that was a very bad follow-up blink in for him. Going for the Tech Lab and Stim finishing just barely. If he denied the Stim, it would have all been worth it. But Stim finished just before he focused it down. And that was like, obviously it's the clutch play that Hero goes for. He always goes for the clutch play. Sometimes, though, he barely misses that timing. And oh, no, the Prism! Okay, he's got to get out. The Stalker's microing so well. He's still doing so much damage to MARU's SCVs, but he can't be losing the Stalkers. You got to let those shields regenerate. That's where the Stalker value comes from. Prism, does get locked onto. Stalkers pick off a few more Marines. Prism survives. Amazing micro there. Single SCV in the natural. Billy Bob the Scout. He thought he was going to be a builder, Bob the Builder, but he's become Bob the Scout right now. Single probe is going to start tagging him and taking him out. Third base is on the way. Extra gates charge. Hero is looking to swarm over MARU. He's not going to give him room to recover and room to rest. Good medevac micro with some hot pickups, but a few Marines do fall nonetheless. The Stalkers are very low. That Cyclone has actually gotten a lot of value. Hot pickup on MARU does keep it alive. Another Stalker goes down. But how long can you keep up this micro? Those medevacs are running out of juice. Every stim, those hit points, you don't really have enough medevacs to keep healing it up here. Even a Zealot getting in there that's going to do great at tanking those Marauder shots. And you can see the medevacs derping forward. SCVs being pulled into the front line. Hero is all over it. And build orders are so important. Strategy, mind games, and how you choose your builds is so important in this matchup. So many people I see in the chat always complaining about how overpowered Protoss or Terran is and, you know, doing that little whiny whine. But dude, this was all about the build orders. MARU did a greedy build here, and the double Cyclone build, no scouting. He was hoping to run into a Stargate build. It would have been an amazing opening for him if he was up against Stargate. Against Twilight, not great. Against 4-Gate Blink, even worse. And Hero executes very well. That first blink in was fantastic. The second was dangerous, but he just kept up the pressure, and there's no answer to that without siege tanks. All right, guys. We've got MARU in the top left. Hero sent one of his first probes across the map. He saw an SCV leaving the base, and he drops the question mark. MARU's just like, man. I believe MARU just said yawn. I think that's what he just said. Oh, big thanks to the hype train, guys. Thank you, Retro Dad. Sorry for the sound effect there. Big thank you. They're having a bit of a chitter-chatter. If you guys can translate in chat, anyone who actually speaks Korean, let us know. I doubt we'll get accurate translations, but I'll read them anyway because it'll be funny. Double gas is on the way. He's obviously gone and just built it nearby. Where is it, says Hero. Oh, crank you, legend. Oh, don't say it in all. Don't talk in all. If you find it, I will just GG, says MARU. Well, it's been found. Hero with a smiley face. He's like, yeah, where's that GG, buddy? But it does finish building. MARU with a smiley. Hero says, get out. You said you'd leave, dude. Amazing. Thank you, Crank, for the translation. Obviously, I know some people are watching on small screens or half listening, half playing. So I do like to read those messages out for the people who are just kind of listening a little bit more. I know you guys can read. I'm not disrespecting you like that. MARU says, go easy on me. Hero says, that's mine. I think talking about that red hit point SCV, he's like, yeah, just give me my SCV. I worked for it. I earned it. Let me kill it. Let me kill the SCV, please. Please, says MARU. Please go easy. Please go easy. Please. The SCV running away. It's only got 5 hit points, guys. Hero trying to force him to overreact. Finally, the Reaper's going to come, and that probe is just going to try and waste a few seconds of its time. Probe ends up going down, but it's already messed up the build order of MARU a little bit. The barracks has to float back, and MARU's trying to do a bit of a, a quote-unquote more standard game, just off of a bit of a janky follow-up. But it's not the worst screw-up here. Oh, the Zealot in the bush, guys. Haven't you heard the ancient saying, a Zealot in the bush is worth 2 in the hand? And for those who don't know, Zealots have 2 hands with side blades on them. So basically, that's proof the Illuminati exists. For anyone out there who ever had any doubts. What can I say, guys? I'm an Australian. I believe in science. Reaper's coming into the main base right now. How dare you found that, says Hero. How dare you found my Zealot in the bush, man? What the hell? Hugo's looking in the bush. MARU's like, yeah, I actually naturally could see it. I didn't even look for it. It literally just ran past and I saw the Zealot. You put it in the wrong... Essentially, he's saying, you put it in the wrong spot, man. Yeah, that was not properly hidden. All right, we've got the Adept shading out right now. Ooh. Oh, one more hit. Oh, Hero with a great starter step. MARU dropping a question mark, guys. For those who don't know, before this series started, Hero finished a very long series, or an action-packed series, and a long interview, and I said take a 15-minute break. He spent that whole 15-minute break dropping emojis at MARU in the chat before the game, and MARU and him basically had an emoji conversation for about 20 minutes before this series starts. These guys are good buddies, and it's cool to see them having a bit of a banter here. Is that a bug, says MARU. I am a specialist at that micro, says Hero. MARU says, I don't want to play this game anymore, man. You see my SCV, now you kill my Reaper. Everything's going wrong, man. He's going for 3 barracks and an engineering bay. Once again, a greedy build, man. MARU doesn't even know about the Stargate, but he's basically gambling really hard, guys. MARU has enacted full gamble mode. He did a greedy 3cc 2 Cyclone build, completely blind. This time, it's no 3 command center, but look at this. He's gone straight 3 barracks with no siege tanks, just a single Cyclone. Luckily for him, it is an Oracle. It's actually a double Oracle opening. But you know what? If that Cyclone gets caught with no Marine support, so if these Adepts can shade in, and then the Oracles can dive and kill like the Cyclones and the Marines, this could be great. I actually think the Oracles should go for the Marines in this scenario if everything's clumped up. Oh, Cyclone runs out. Zealot there does get locked on. The Adepts are going to shade on it. Oracle's coming in a little bit far behind. The Adepts are going to just try and distract. They're going to go after the SCVs. Oracle's going to go to the main base. I think this is a good call for Hero. Oh, he's going to lose the Adepts, though. He did cut the corner a little bit. He should have cut the corner a little bit more. Oracle's getting a few of these SCVs, though. 8 workers. For what did he lose? 2 Adepts? 3 Adepts. He did lose all 3 Adepts, but the Zealot walks home. Well worth it for 8 SCVs this early, as long as he has a lot of production on 2 base. And he's got 3-gate blink, which is a pretty good follow-up here. And a Cyclone loses a fight to 2 Oracles as well, in case you guys didn't know that. He's going to tag it. Oh! Hero a bit too slow to pull back. You know, Hero can barely keep it in his pants at the best of times. Yeah, he's gonna go for the workers. He's gonna try and get 2 workers and get out, but there's a turret. He has to just get out. When in doubt, get out. Definitely a saying Hero normally doesn't abide by. Oh, Stim Marines trying to catch him. He's gonna have to recall. Cyclone's gonna go left. Snap recall, perfectly played. MARU, he even manually targeted the weaker Cyclone, got 1 tick off, and got it down to just 38 hit points. Forge is on the way, Blink as well. 3rd base coming up right now. 13 worker advantage for Hero is a big advantage. Stasis Trap comes down. The Oracle distracts the Cyclone so that it doesn't see the Stasis Trap. Unfortunately, the Stasis Trap is not well positioned, but oh, he might clip it. Oh, it's perfectly positioned, and then the Stalkers blink on the Cyclone. Oh, Hero with a masterful ambush. You know Hero is vibing right now, and this is a huge situation for him to get in. The Oracle's even going to turn on its laser and try to fight those Marines. The Stalkers are just like, no way home for you, buddy. You might think you're Spider-Man. The only thing Spider-Man about you is the web in your eyes. The Stalker's taken out all those Marines. Medevac might get out. He lost 3 Stalkers, and he did let those units escape. But MARU definitely having a rough game. I'm looking at MARU's face. Pretty sure I just saw a slightly deeper breath than normal. That's about the biggest reaction you're going to get from MARU. MARU works his way out of bad situations like this on the daily. And interestingly, he's been on 2 gas this whole time, so he's been very mineral focused. Oh, my lord! Hero, shake of the head there. Hero, oh, that was a disaster. I think what happened is he saw the Widow Mines. He blinked in, hoping he could shoot them down. He got 6 probes and 2 stalkers killed. That's what we in the industry refer to as a disaster, mate. It's a disaster. At least he's kept his oracles alive. They are a very important unit. There is detection and his scouting right now. The oracles are there. He's got to pull out, though. Hero, put it back in your pants. Hero, time to use that waistband, mate. The elastic is still strong. It's a fresh pair of trackies. You've got to use it. He's going to have to just obviously keep looking for aggression, but he can't be headbutting in. He's lost 6 stalkers now. Immortal's on the way, +1 charge. Second Robo and Robo Bay. He's on 60 workers. He's desperate to buy time for all that tech to pay off. Oh, look at that. He's going to wait for Blink to cool down before he shows it. No concussive shells for you. I mean, it's not a high-value upgrade like, combat shields or anything like that. Oh, Maru split his units, though. Oh, Maru, it's a trap! Maru's trapping him. Hero's aware, though. He does realize he recalls, but he still loses so many stalkers, and this sort of move is a disaster. Hero, this is the problem Hero has, is he didn't have vision out front. He assumed Maru was pushing him, and then he needed to buy time. Maru was still sitting at home waiting. Hero is overextending with this aggression, and he is handing free trades to Maru. Maru's already ahead on army and behind on economy. And what is Hero doing? He's trading army poorly, which is giving Maru more of an advantage on the thing that he's already leading on. Finally, Hero finds a pickup, forces a mistake here. That's where the chaos pays off. Look at that, though. 4 Widow Mine drop going on the right side, guys. That can cause problems. Okay, this is going to get hectic. Widow Mine does get a shot on those stalkers right there. Another stalker going down, going up to 3 gateways, going to 7 gates. He's got double Robo trying to build Colossus, but he doesn't have the money. There we go. Second Colossus does start up. No extended thermal lance for them. If he gets the Colossus up, he should be good. But right now, he's a little exposed. And of course, Maru with the 4 mine drop as he pushes the front says, never hitting you in just one place. It's always the 1-2. Oh, no, those probes are very stacked. Those probes are very stacked. Hero's not watching. Boom, boom. Oh, he's so lucky, is Hero, that was only 6 probes. That could have been so much worse. But here we go. That one's reacted to very well. One last Widow Mine drop getting in the 3rd base. He's going to drop it right on that right side. Oracle, don't lose the Oracle. Whoa, Phoenix picks it up. Nice revelation, nice pickup. Medevac goes down, and he survives the scariest part of it. However, that main base is still in jeopardy. He never built a cannon there. Oh, man. I mean, he got lucky on the last one, but he's not going to get lucky on this one. Oh, 4 more probes go down. That one, luckily for Hero, is aiming at the gas probes and will never fire on its own. Triple drop going towards the main base. Oh, Hero would have intercepted that. He would have jumped on that. Oh, he does lose a stalker and 3 more probes. Hero is still at even work as it goes to show how good his early game was. But man, talk about a man of highs and lows, a man of extremes. Hero was in such a good position in this game. Luckily, his recall's about to be ready because he needs it. He sees the army coming. His recall just comes off cooldown. The Disruptor's going to try and buy time, and it looks like it will be able to. He's going to get a Widow Mine as well as force the bio back for a moment. Zealot's taking some Widow Mine shots for the team. Maru, though, still got a prong on the right as well as a prong on the left. His 3rd is up, and look at this. Maru's macroing well. He's got 2-2 upgrades on the way. His 5 barracks are pumping. No Ghost Academy just yet. That is something that could cost him the longer this game goes. Phoenix sees this army coming in. Hero's games are always chaotic and unpredictable. He is capable of winning from much worse situations than most players because of his style, but he is also capable of letting a big advantage slip away. Still got 2 oracles out, guys. That oracle handling has been fantastic. Some of the best I've seen. He doesn't have much in the main. He's got 2 Colossus on their own chasing the bio army right now. My lord. Hero, careful, mate. Careful. This army on the left has gone unscouted. Hero looks like he's trying to go for some sort of attack, but it's more of a Blink Stalker poke, I guess, than anything else. Stalkers and the Oracles do run forward. Remember that Hero's control groups are absolutely insane and chaotic. He just kind of does stuff in a bit of his own way. Stalkers are focusing the Marauders down. Oh, the army's coming back. He's got 2 Disruptors there, though. Careful, Maru. Maru's trying to chase him down. He's trying to bring all his forces back. Let loose the balls of war! Cry havoc! And he does get a couple of units. Second Disruptor whiffs. Army coming in from behind, though. Uh-oh, this fight's going to be a mess for Hero. He's getting flanked. The Colossus so far behind. He tries to opportunistically catch Maru out of the map, but Maru sensed what was happening. And Hero gets a bit too sloppy for his own good. Goes out on the map, gets himself surrounded. And Maru with a fantastic cleanup of that army. This was +2 attack versus 1-1. It was the perfect timing upgrade-wise, but the army... Hero basically had a sense that Maru's army was scattered to all high hell around the map. He did not realize that Maru was already bringing back his units from every side. And Hero, unbeknownst to himself, stepped into a Terran sandwich. Terran bread on both sides, Protoss filling, and there was blue blood all over the field by the end of that fight. More Stalkers getting gunned down by these Widow Mines, getting insane value. Does get 2 Widow Mines focused there before pulling back. Well done. Hero's trying to take a 4th, but he's down in the dumps now. 6 Disruptors, 11 Stalkers. He has nothing that does consistent damage. All he has is Disruptors. And now that Maru knows that, he can just dance all day as long as he never gets hit by the balls. And Maru, you know, not the biggest kid in school. He had a lot of practice dodging in dodgeball. He was one of the best. Might not have been the best thrower, but the best dodger. And he's not going to let him land. Oh, does lose a single unit there. The Disruptors are empty right now. Maru's coming in from the left side. You can see the bio up there. And, oh, that Nexus is going to go down. Disruptor shot goes out to the left. Stalkers there as well. Going around behind. Oh, that is Artosis right there. Both Robos depowered. He has to recall right now, but he loses his Robo Bay as well. And that's a killer move. Hero loses his 4th. He loses his Robo Bay. And Maru has a 4th. He's got 3-3. And he's got 3 more barracks on the way. Hero thought he found the moment to counterattack, but he lost track of where Maru was. And that's where I think the observer placement maybe has to be a bit better or something like that. Maybe build a few more observers, something like this. It's so hard to get Maru in one position where you can drop Disruptors on him. This is a sort of fight he was looking for earlier in the game where it's just a small section of Maru's army. But Maru, even with a small section of his army, beats Hero's entire army. And Maru, looking unstoppable today, takes a 3-1 lead. All right, guys, Hero in the top right side of the map, Maru in the bottom left. We were just having a little chatty chat as Maru is only 1 game away from winning this whole series about how Hero, his control groups do constantly change to the most 2 recent things that he's looked at in the game. It is just a way he can jump back to the action. Almost always, it's select all army, and it's manually going around the map and selecting things. Just boxes this, and then occasionally uses 1 and 2 if it's the most recent thing. But once he gets to late game, there's units all over the map in different squads. He just has an immense ability to remember where everything is, what it's doing, what its job is, and to kind of task them all separately, and manually as well. Okay, guys. Hero does love taking gold bases on this map, but he's not doing it just yet. He might go for like a 3rd on a gold, though. Battery will have to go down in the face of this. Great probe snipe there. Good bunker micro on the SCV so far for Maru. All right, Maru jumps up, jumps down. Oh! Oh! The Adept goes after the SCV. He prioritizes that over the probes. Oh, the probe hit in the gas, but as it popped out, Maru went for it. Now, Maru's kind of trapped inside. If he takes 1 more probe hit, which he does there, he'll get 1 shot. He gets 2 probes, but you lose the SCV, you lose the Reaper. And you don't get to delay the mining at all. This was a great start for Hero. Hero can go straight across the map, see if he can find some damage. And Maru's going to have to open up with a Cyclone just to defend this pressure. Chrono boosting into probe production right now, and a Twilight Council on the way. Good start for Hero. Hero had a great start last game. He had a great start game 1 as well. But the inability to capitalize on them definitely hurting him so far in this series. 3rd barracks on the way. Oh, Cyclone into 3 racks. Okay, guys. This can lead into a super powerful stim timing. Very similar to a guide I did a while back where you would do this into a marine tank build. But I think the way Maru will do this is he'll use the factory to just build add-ons. Yeah, Tech Lab for that barracks, and then he'll build a reactor for a starport. So he's just going to go straight into stim bio. Once again, skipping siege tanks. So what are we seeing from Maru, guys? Almost every game, he's playing incredibly greedy versus 4-gate blink. He only got punished on Neo-Humanity, but Maru is a gambler. People don't always realize it's like he's just so solid, so strong. I mean, he is, but he does gamble a fair amount. And right now, he is gambling on Hero not going 4-gate blink. And he's right. It's 3-gate blink. That still can hit a decent timing, but usually if you go 3-gate instead of 4-gate, you're not going to attack quite as hard. You're going to be a little bit more focused on just doing a little bit of pressure, being a bit more defensive, taking a 3rd base. And, yeah. It's a risky build, man. That being said, risks in StarCraft are only punished if your opponent does the right thing against them. StarCraft is all about percentages, and if you don't gamble at all in StarCraft, let's be honest, you're a pretty bad StarCraft player. It's a game of limited information, so trying to play safe versus everything is essentially at its core just bad StarCraft. The more scouting you have, the more information you get, and the better you can read your opponent, though, the more you can kind of hedge those percentages in your favor. And he seems to have a good read because we can see it's straight into 4 gas, Robo Bay. It's a 3-gate blink into Colossus and then 3rd base. And his build does quite fine against it because he's going to have a lot of Marauders and Medivacs on the field really early in the game. And he could just out multi-prong hero, especially on this map. This map has a big problem for Protoss. Dead space here, dead space here, dead space there, though that one's a bit harder to hide in. Dead space there. There's all these areas where Medivacs can just wait and you can't do anything to dislodge it as the Protoss player. So the Terran can just kind of wait in your backline and it's very hard to deal with it. I don't think Rogue was a gambler. I think a lot of Europeans, from the response I saw in chat, think gambling means playing bad StarCraft. You guys, Rogue is one of the biggest gamblers of all time. He was very... The thing is... Okay, I guess you could argue, because he could read his opponent's mind, it wasn't a gamble. But I think anytime you're assuming what your opponent's going to do with your build order before the game starts, there is a bit of a gamble in there. Because when he misread his opponent's mindset before the game started, he would pick builds that would get absolutely backfired on. And that's what could have happened here. 4-gate blink probably would have killed this. But now, look at this push timing. 6 minutes and 10 seconds. 4 Marauders. One of them does get focused. 2 Medivacs, a pack of Marines, Stim Shields, concussive. This is a brutal timing. There is no concussive, actually. Correction on that, but there's no battery at the 3rd. No battery at the 3rd. Oh my god, this is such a scary attack, man. And this battery on the natural so far back, it's not really helping. Those Stalkers need to blink back. They need to blink back. Oh man, this is so scary right now for Hero. Guardian Shield's helping out a lot, though. The Colossus roasts Hero with the hold. He will not go down without a fight. Get wrecked, Maru fanboys. Biased casting. Re-pig, stop. Get wrecked, guys. Get wrecked. I just want to see a longer series. I'm very happy for Maru to win this series, but I want it to be at least 1 or 2 more games. I've been so blessed. We've already had so many 7-game series this tournament. I want more. I want more StarCraft. Hero's way ahead now, guys. He's in a very good spot. 2 Colossus, the Sentry, and 10 Stalkers are here. Maru could bring it back, but only because he's Maru. He's a wizard. There's a proxy gate up. The 3rd is nicely mining. Extended Thermal Lance is coming in. 2nd Colossus coming across the map as well. And with a Warp Prism, that's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be so hard with how Hero's played to win this. Did he just get a Marauder for a Stalker, I think? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's going to be very hard to finish the series off as Hero, but I'm really happy to see him trying. Sorry, bit shaky on the observing there, my bad. Nice SCV repair to buy time. I think as Hero, you just got to be careful that he doesn't drop you. But with the observer there, he seems to have really good vision. And what do you do as Maru? Probably just chill for a little bit. Keep building SCVs. Don't miss a production on that. He's going 2nd eBay Armory. That I was not expecting. But you know what? If you're planning to play the long game, upgrades do make sense. Oh, look at this. You're kidding me. He's going after an add-on. He catches the double drop as well. He gets a full medevac. I mean, not full. Half of it was unloaded. But he gets a medevac with some units in it. Hero. Dude, this is what makes Hero so special. In this scenario, any other player would just probe up. But he's like, no, I'll take a gold and I'll blink Stalker Harass. Get some medevac, get some of the Marauders. He's got enough force fields to split this choke point completely several times. But he's far enough back. Maru might move out, think he's left. And then he gets this far forward in the choke and his army gets split in half. And that would be a disaster. But he sends an SCV. Maru's too smart for that. Colossus come forward, trying to get some pokey pokes. They should focus the Marines, not the bunker. They don't do much damage to Marauders. 4th base is now finishing to 66 probes versus 51 SCVs. Now, there was a series back on Inside Out a few years ago where Maru was so far behind from the early game, similar situation to this. He Widow Mine dropped and he turtled on mass tank. And he almost got him back in the game from down 30-40 supply in the early game. Oh, but look at that. The Observer sees it and Maru has to tap. Hero is still alive. We are getting a game 6. All right, guys. Maru does drop a map there. But that one did start, things were going a little rough for him at some points in the previous game. Managed to win it on Dragon Scales. The last one, though, looks like it just got a bit too out of control. Maru's got the low ground barracks again. Hero in the top left, looking like he's probably not scouting this game. Risky. But with the barracks there, Maru's whole point here is you scout, you see no barracks, you react. That ain't going to happen this game. Now, is this SCV going to go across the map and build a bunker? I would imagine so. That bunker is so popular right now, and I would love Hero to let that Zealot finish because it does defend it. SCV gets trapped. He has to cancel it. That's a 5-second delay on the Reaper right there, guys. Reaper's meant to start at 126. He starts at 131 as it ticks over to 132. So nice for Hero already. Looking good for his comeback path. Nexus pylon. He did cancel the Zealot. That SCV is going to come in soon, but the probe is watching for it. It'll at least be able to damage it a little bit. Oh my god, that copy pasta, guys! Oh. Barracks is going to float back. There's a factory on the high ground. He's pulled off gas, so he's getting ready to take a command center. Not getting any hits on that SCV, but he's already got a shield battery and a Stalker on the way, so Hero is completely fine. And with that Reaper delay, you can see just how early the Stalker is. So super easy to defend here. Does Hero just go for the SCV? A few hits on it before it finishes would be great. Looks like he'll get two hits on the SCV, severely weakens it. Problem with this battery placement is the Reaper can jump in your main, but because his second Stalker's almost out, he's okay. He's delayed Warp Gate to go Stargate. Going Phoenix is the standard response to this. That Stalker's going to try and deny the scout, and he does it. SCV did not know where the placement was. Bunker gets sold. Maru's opening not looking too flash hot. Doesn't really get much of a reaction, and he ends up just going for a command center after starport. Very delayed command center, right? 17 seconds ago? This is looking like a Widow Mine drop build. Is he going to spam Widow Mines again? Earlier today, Nightmare did pretty good against the Widow Mine drops. I thought it would be so hard to stop, but we'll see if Hero can handle it. We saw Hero struggle very hard. He got, on Dragon Scales, like the Widow Mine drops got MARU back in the game. This game, it's a small lead for Hero. It's nothing massive. Probes are pumping out right now. Where is the next step here for Hero? Looks like extra gateway coming in. Definitely want a bit more production. I mean, Phoenix is probably the best possible thing for shutting down Widow Mine drops. The problem is, if an armory goes down as well, it can get problematic. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Wait, what is he doing? Oh, it's just a single 4 mine drop. It's not mass Widow Mine drops. All right, he's going to boost across. Just one medevac. Not going to go for a second. This is probably best case scenario for Hero. If he can get a 4th Phoenix out in time. Phoenix build very quickly, guys. 25 seconds. You chrono boost that. Brings it down to 15 seconds. As long as he queues up another Phoenix when he gets 100 gas. There we go. He does it. Looks like an SCV just got picked off by Stalkers. He's only got 3 Phoenix available, though. Let's go to Hero's camera, guys. You know that's about to come in. His Phoenix are flying to the wrong spot. He's got to be in a central location. Oh! Oh, he does head down there. He's a little slow on it. He does pick up one of those Widow Mines. Looks like another Widow Mine will fire on his natural. We're watching this from Hero's vision, guys. But you know what? That looks like a pretty clean hold. Let's go back to everyone's camera. Did he lose a probe? Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a slight tilt to the head there for MARU. Not a big one. But since he shows very little reactions, that's about as close to tilted as you get. That's a bad start for MARU. Man, these openings are so snowbally with the way these two players are playing. There is not a lot of safe, careful play. Like, it really is like, you know, I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at you aggressively, or I'm going to go super greedy. More often than not, the greed is paid off for MARU. But in this time, the aggression definitely did not. Ravens going across the map. That will be chicken feed, man. Those Phoenix will rip that to shreds. This is throwing a Raven into a base of a player with Phoenix. It's kind of like throwing a mouse into the chicken roost, guys. It's really, really, like, you're going to see a bunch of those things show their dinosaur DNA very quickly. They will toss it in the air, rip it in half. They will be fighting over the guts. You should wait till the Phoenix show themselves on your side of the map. MARU, oh, no, he's just going to go for it. Okay, this is a little bit crazy. Hero, though, a bit slow to react initially. No, he reacts pretty well. Phoenix recall. And Raven ain't going to get nothing done. He'll throw down one more auto turret. Barely gets it down so he can at least delay mining. And he gets 3 probes. Forces a recall. Not too bad. Meanwhile, a single Marine coming forward. 3 barracks are pumping. And he's got a couple of siege tanks out. 3rd command center is pretty early, so MARU does have a good economy to come back. But of course, he's not going to have like the big army momentum. So rather than a game where the Protoss is scared and paranoid all game, this is going to be one where Hero's got Phoenix. He's swarming charge lots with +1. He could potentially kill MARU at any moment. And MARU losing SCVs on the barracks, that sucks for him. Oh, thinking about going for the Cyclone, but the Marine scared him off. Yeah, MARU is basically going to be secure a third, lock down everything, batten down the hatches, turrets in the main, keep your tanks on the high ground or behind the natural wall, and do not let these Zealots get on top. The problem you run into as a Terran player here is the lack of vision. We see that drop coming on the minimap. Trust me, guys, he doesn't see that. I know it says it's player vision for him. Don't worry, he doesn't see this drop coming through the map. That's only because we're observers. He sees this little corner. He might catch that blur moving around his base, but he's not going to know. Is it like 4th base on the way already? Is there Colossus? Because if that's the case, you need to push. You need to do something aggressive or be really greedy. If it's Mass Zealot, you need to be very careful. He has not identified what it is. We, on the other hand, know Archons and Zealots are warping in. Hero is going to 6 gases. Oh, he's actually going to make Storm. Okay, he's going for Psystorm. I like it. Warp Prism down the bottom, ready with those 4 Zealots. 6 Phoenix only. So I would like to see Blink come in this game for Hero. Maybe start at about 8 or 8 minutes 30. Because he's only got 6 Phoenix. He's not really going heavy on it. On the other regard, or on the other hand, I should say, it is 3rd Command Center, and he did spot the 3rd Command Center. He gets 3 more SCVs. Units lost tab is absolutely disgusting. And yeah, that bunker play at the start didn't pay off. The Reaper being a little delayed as well. And does feel like the Protoss players are just so good against that bunker pressure these days. I really picked up on this when I was watching Trigger versus Gumiho and Ryung in the qualifiers. Trigger shut down. Like, there was times where he was completely caught off guard. He didn't even see the bunker till it finished. And I still felt he got ahead. And I was like, that was when it flicked a switch in my brain where I was like, oh, this bunker opening might not be good because it's being used so much. I'm worried it's basically the Protoss players are just experts at handling that opening these days. Obviously, Hero had quite a few things go his way as well. He's going to start a 4th base. He's got Psystorm, 6 gases. He could start a 2nd Robo-Bay transition right now. Yeah, he's on the way. 2nd Robo-Bay. He's going to be going for it. Phoenix do get pushed back. They're very damaged. Maru's making ghosts. I'd like to see him inch these tanks forward on the high ground. Yes. All right, guys. Maru is going to play the late game. He's going to try to get to Ghost Lib. We're going to see 2-2 start up in the near future. Oh, he just started his armory. I mean, he doesn't have enough money for it yet anyway, so fair enough. How does Hero do in late game versus Maru? Maru is so good at late game. He's much better than Hero. But Hero won't let it, like, at least at end game. I don't think Hero lets him get to end game, though. Nice F2 there for Hero. Whenever you see a move like that, where those Zealots are moving in an odd direction, you can tell he just F2'd his army to wherever they were going. Maru may realize that means he's gathering his whole force for a central push. Maru needs to pre-spread, but he doesn't know it's Storm. He doesn't know what he's up against. He's trying to build some more buildings out here to block things up. Yeah, he's very aware of what's happening. EMP versus the High Templar is going to be big. Ghosts get picked up by the Phoenix. They get shot down. Storms start to land across the bio, but great pullbacks. And I don't know if Hero can get in any further. Not with those tanks on the high ground. A bunch of SCVs get picked off. 1 or 2 Storms could definitely do big on the SCVs, but he doesn't use it. I would have loved it, a Storm on the SCVs, but Hero needs to pull back. Basically, that defensive position's really good. I guess he's just like, yeah, maybe pull back and go back in. But 1 EMP on the High Templar, and his whole army just gets killed by Stim Bio. That's 1-1 Stim Bio. It's a big ball of it. You don't have anything to scare him back. This is insane play by Hero. He's making 2 Colossus. Does catch a Widowmine. He's going for it again. He's looking to catch those SCVs exposed on that base. He's going for it. Looking for the Storms. There's no EMPs right now. Oh, this is a crazy commitment for Hero. He does land 1 or 2 good Storms. He clears out some tanks, but he's going to lose his whole army for it. He does get 17 SCVs. He needs to recall right now. You cannot waste any time. Hero, are you shoving? He's so crazy. He actually got so much damage. It doesn't even matter, guys. I'm panicking for no reason because it's Maru and he's a god in my mind. And I feel like anyone who's fighting a god is crazy, but he cleared this. He cleared it. He's got more Zealots. It doesn't matter. Hero judges it so well. There's like 2 High Templar and an Immortal. And I'm just like, that army looks terrible. Hero realized there was no EMP, and he is going to force a game 7. I cannot believe this. He looked like he threw a couple of the games just through big mistakes in earlier on in this series, and I thought it was going to slip away. But we're going to find ourselves in the 3rd best of 7, 3 out of 3, 7th game, quarterfinals. Pig can't speak good. He's too excited. Maru's a beast, but Hero is fighting back and forcing game 7. All right, guys. We've got Hero now in the top right of altitude. A big map, a very crazy map. And he says, who needs to scout, man? It's a big map. He ain't cheesing me on altitude and is happy to not scout. A very brave opening for Hero. MARU in the bottom left is going to be opening up with also no scout. And just a 1-rax expand, waiting for the Reaper to see what's going on. Wow. Can't believe we found ourselves here. With how this series started, I did not expect it to go this way, guys. I did not expect it to go this way. I really thought this was going to be a little bit more of a potential 3-1 for MARU, honestly, before the series started. A 4-1, sorry, or maybe a 4-2. But going to a 3-3, it's going to be a 4-3 victory for whichever player can clutch this last map. If the series has shown us anything, and with these two playing, I expect the game to end in the first 10 to 12 minutes. I would love to see a 23-minute war, but honestly, with the way they've been playing, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. I feel like they've been taking some risks, both sides. Sometimes they do really well, and sometimes they don't, but MARU's playing pretty conservatively. He's doing a very standard 1-rax expand. The only greedy thing is he didn't scout. Hero, same thing. And Hero is actually going sentry for guaranteed scouting here. The Reaper is trying to deny that scout, but look at that. Sees Bunker, sees a Reaper Marine. You already know what build this is. Just from seeing that setup, you're like, oh yeah, just a standard barracks factory. This is like the most normal expand ever, and you're not really worried about anything. The hallucination will confirm what's going on. Both sides are playing rock solid StarCraft. Lots of chronos on the probes for Hero. And MARU. Imagine we go Hellion Starport. Hellion will be the scouting unit with this build usually. Orbital command going up on the natural. Reaper can jump in early if you want. I like the where he's put his tech, guys. Twilight and Second Gate on that pylon kind of hidden on the high ground. No free scouts for you. You can still build a shield battery on the low ground there that helps defend the natural as well. Ooh, the fake Oracle Scout, guys. Fake Oracle Scout could be super effective. Can scare the opponent a little bit. And it's not much slower than a Phoenix Scout. I believe Phoenix are a little bit quicker than Oracles, but not by much. Alright guys, Marines are building Widow Mines and Medivacs on the way. Oracle flying around. Alien Reaper's going to try to dive in there. Oh, they get right on by. They're going to see the third gate and the blink on the way. Robo immediately starts here for Hero. And looks like 2 or 3 probes will go down. 2 probes, not too bad. Pretty solid D. Oracle does see everything as well. So that Oracle will go back to Hero's vision. Saw the starport building. You can assume that's a medevac. And he saw also the factory building a tech lab. Now we can see that's a siege tank. Very safe play here for MARU. Makes sense. 4-gate blink is something Hero would definitely pull out in a final game. But he's actually playing kind of conservatively like that last map. 3-gate blink into double gas. He's got pylons coming in at the right time. Like when I see a pro gamer and I go, oh no, he's about to get supply blocked. And then just as he's about to get supply blocked, he's got a pylon finishing. That makes me feel very good. And that's exactly what's happening right now for Hero. Sentry doesn't quite spot that drop, but the Stalkers are very well positioned. Blink's not quite done. Widowmine drop goes in. Widowmine drop awkwardly does the Abe Simpson and turns around and heads out. Oh, I'm very excited. Big thank you, everyone, for supporting the prize pool. Brian G, an Egyptian Snow Panda. Big thank you. We're going to replay those alerts. Good to see the people here using the custom Twitch alerts to not only support the prize pool for PiGFest and unlock those goals, but also cheering for their favorite players. Hats off to all the players for giving us all of those different little custom recordings we've got. So we've got all those. The players have been really generous with their time, reading mean YouTube comments and playing grueling series like this one. Great scouting. You see here, okay, it's going to be just bio. It was only 1 tank, 1 Raven. From there, it's going to be lots and lots of bio. Now, this is charge before third base. Wait a second. I thought this was going to be Colossus, guys, but he's going to go charge Storm. Hero having a lot of fun with Storm. I've been talking a lot about how this map is custom made for Storm Zealot styles because you can bust that third base. There's no hiding behind a wall. It's so far from your natural wall off. When you move out to your third, you can't really escape from there. It's very scary to try to get home. Prism should not go in until he actually has speed. Oh, it's barely out of vision there, and he flies it. Oh, careful. Oh, it's a Stalker drop. Okay, for some reason I thought those were Zealots in there. Going to pick off just 1 or 2 Marines, but he's got to pick up. You got to pick up. He's waiting for the interference matrix. If MARU got the matrix, he would not be able to get out. But you could tell Hero was like waiting for it. He was almost trying to bait it. Hero's so quick with his reaction. The moment he sees the Raven kind of twitch like it's about to cast a spell, he would have picked it up. Oh, that's cheeky. He's trying to catch the Warp Prism, and the Warp Prism is actually damaged a bit. Remember, if you're at 80 shields or less, you will get one shot by a Widowmine. Gateways are coming up on the natural. Third base is almost finished. Stalkers catch that medevac on the way home. Nice catch for Hero. Psystorm is well underway. 4 High Templar gathering energy, including one in the main base. Stalkers at the front getting pushed back. They pick off a single Marine. Feedback on the Raven will be legendary. Oh, that Widowmine. Great job with the Widowmine. Allows 2 Stalkers to get killed, but the Widowmine does get picked off. It does at least pay a price. And the Adept's going to try and shade here. See where that army is. Keep track of what he's up to. Oh, those Marines stimmed thinking the Adept was going to finish that shade. Raven's taking heavy damage. That's one shot from feedback now for sure. Scan is there. He doesn't see too much. Maru is pushing very hard. Guys, where is the 3rd command center? It does not exist. This is a 5-rax build. Sorry, I should have pointed out that Maru squeezed that 4th and 5th barracks in the natural. He's got a tech lab and a reactor. He could still build a 3rd behind this, but it's heavily committed right now. Psystorm and Zealots is very good at dealing with this sort of army, but you need the Storms to land. He's very low on Zealots right now. Interference Matrix. Big Matrix on the Prism. Great Psystorm to start, though. Good micro here by Hero. Another Matrix goes down, but a great Psystorm into a battery overcharge. More High Templar coming in right now. The Bio is heavily wounded. The Storm and the Stalkers with the battery overcharge are slaying so far, but that tank in the back does some good damage. Accidentally picked up some Marines in the back, is slowly unloading those, and oh, the Killer Storm! Widowmine does hit the Warp Prism, but that Killer Storm did so much damage. Maru's supply is still so high, though. His units aren't really dying right now. It feels like those medevacs are going to get a lot of value over the next minute healing these units up. Storms need to actually kill units. That's the problem Hero's having right now, is he doesn't have that many Zealots to really finish the fight off. The Widowmine goes off. The Stalkers do blink to dodge. Zealots are going to take a few chunky Widowmines to the face. Big Storm lands all over Maru's army. Oh my god! Hero with the Storm. Maru goes for a big 2-base all-in. A surprising move on altitude. But Hero is so good with his Storm micro, and he is cocky. He's building a second Robo, a Robo Bay probes, and a +1 upgrade behind this. Hero is feeling beyond confident right now. He's even chasing Maru home. Oh my lord, I thought Maru had this one in the bag. He had a close brush in the round of 16. He barely managed to win that series. It was a close one. Hero, though, he had a rough start to this series. Kind of good early game. Bam, Maru killed him in the mid game. Bam, Maru killed him in the mid game again. It looked like there was no hope. If Hero couldn't win with such a good start, how could he win it all against Maru? But he somehow has found a way to change up his style and get massive advantages. There is no 3rd command center. Maru is all in right now. And he's going to try and repair the medevacs, move out a bunch of Marauders and medevacs to try and clear up some vision. But as the Colossus come in, +2 extended thermal lance, I mean, Hero is rich as they come. He's even warping in more High Templar right now. And the abundance of High Templar really was the secret there. So many times we see that sort of push, and like the 3 Storms are good, but they're just not good enough. And then you're out of energy. There was 6 High Templar, some of which I think even got a second Storm during that. Hero playing an excellent style for altitude. It's a tough style to play against, and I don't know exactly how Maru could have done any better against this with the build that he picked. All you can say is maybe Maru should have picked a different build, but it's not over till it's over, guys. It's not over till the fat Terran sings GG, and I guarantee you he ain't going to do that. Not easily, not in a $10,000 tournament, not in PiGFest. He lost in the finals last time. He wants to come back and finally get a win in this tournament. Maru is fighting hard, but Hero's making it difficult. Storm on the front line. Stalker's there trying to bait stims out. Maru staying disciplined. Does not hit the trigger on that stim. Zealots move to the left side right now. 2 Colossi out on there. Archons and Immortals on the natural as well. Shades of Curious Minds when they played in the finals of GSL positionally, but this time Hero has Colossus, and oh my lord, they're pulling back to the overcharge. The Storm! Maru dives on the Colossus and eats a gigantic Storm. Massive splashies from the Colossus. It's the same move he used many times versus Nightmare to mixed results. It was a desperate move here. He knew he was up against the ropes every second that went by. Hero was getting so much more stuff, but that High Templar on the left punished him hardcore. Hero with a fantastic clean defense, and the Psystorm looking so good. GG, well played. Hero looking ecstatic there after an incredible comeback.